right now. The last time we saw this buggy on the hill was at Wildcat in Kentucky.
Yeah. What little seat time he's got.
He's coming for Wade's top time right now, that's for sure.
Yes, he is. He's letting that motor sing. That's going to be a fast one there too, Bree. 46.346. 46.346. That's a second place run. That is super fast for him.
Nicely done, especially for his first time racing in that Gold Rush Reclaimed.
I'm going to say that raised some eyebrows out there.
And maybe some heart rates just a little bit.
It had mine up. Hey, look, come to these races. It never gets old. The excitement you get.
Trip, how many years have we been doing this now? A lifetime, just about, you and me combined.
Yes, I was going through my closet looking for something to wear this weekend, and looked, and the shirt I got on is from 12 years ago when Clyde gave me this shirt. It's got my name, and from is when we're National Rock Racing Series now. It used to be the Southern Rock Racing Series.
Yeah, when we started.
And I was laughing at Clyde. I said, Clyde, I'd like to see yours. Mine don't fit just as well as it used to, and I don't know if his did either. So we were messing with each other.
Happens to the best of us.
We've had some very good times.
Definitely some fun history, a lot of memories. We are about halfway through our list of drivers for Course 1 of the RCV Axle Bouncer Cup. Speaking of RCV, this weekend is presented by them, so a big old shout out and thank you. Strongest axles on the planet.
Yes, I'm super to have some in my Jeep at home also. The RCV has been one of my backing people too, so I'm happy to run their products, and almost all buggies out here have them, you know. It's good to see that orange on the front of them.
They know what works.
Dustin Medley's on the line. He had some bad luck yesterday in his Pro R. He blew the front diff, so he's in unfinished business now. He said he's liking going from UTV to bouncer.
He's getting in the seat time, that's for sure.
Yes.
Well, when you come all the way from Illinois to Oklahoma in order to race, Trip, you definitely want to get all the seat time that you can on the hills.
Yes, yes.
Dustin joined us in the bouncer class, new for this season.
He said he's getting more and more comfortable every time he gets out in this buggy.
Yeah, I think we can all tell.
He said it's so fun to drive. This turn's going to be tricky for him with no rear steer, but he's got it around it. Come on, Dustin.
And that's a 51.635 for Dustin Medley.
Hey, here we are, Bree. Three 51s.
I don't know how they do it, Trip. Guys, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and on the other side of it, we'll be back with our second half of Course 1.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you, and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door for the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by Vehicle at AMSOIL.com.
Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend, the new Baja Legend MTZ. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
Welcome back to Course 1, everybody, and welcome back Matt Holt up here in the booth. after completing a nice, smooth run.
Yeah, those trees are a little tighter than you think.
Yeah.
At race pace, they
come at you quick.
They give you a good attaboy, I'm just saying.
All right, we've got Nick Reich on that race line, starting line now. Nick is ready to rock and roll. Let's send him.
Again, Nick was down here pre-walking the course last night, spent a little time. His monster Wisconsin-located buggy's been ripping it this season.
Nick is coming into the weekend third in points. He also had a third-place finish at Rush last weekend. Our second Jake Pike buggy out on the hill today. Oh, way to save it, Nick. Woo, that was close.
Again, we had talked about there was a handful of guys last night down here pre-running that were kind of bicycling that corner. So I am not surprised we've seen some guys do it. Using that rear steer there, whipping around.
I think Nick just saw his season points flash before his eyes.
He did, too.
I'm glad he was able to save that one.
Wow. That's a 47.231 for Mr. Nick Reich. That Fordzilla buggy.
Our fastest time right now is still Wade Good with a 44, followed by Ethan Hunt with a 46, and now Nick Reich with a 47. And we've got Cooper Bentley, Super Cooper, on the line.
Cooper.
I asked him at the driver's meeting. He said hi. I said, did you have your chocolate milk this morning? He's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Always. The fuel of racing champions, apparently. Cooper is leading in points coming into the weekend. A little bit of a smaller lead than he had last weekend, but still a 14 points over Wade Good. He had a 5th place finish last weekend at Rush.
Yesterday we were talking good about him, and he didn't have a great first run, so he said, make sure you talk trash about me. So we did our best trash talk yesterday. This morning he's like, make sure you don't be saying nothing nice. Moo! He is flying down that hill. Again, you've seen a lot of guys hit that first step and almost air it out. You don't want to be that high. You want to kind of let the tires land just right above it and get right back on the gas. Cooper did a pretty good job at that.
Yeah, tires in the air aren't helping move you forward. Ooh, 43.775 for Cooper Bentley, our new leader on course 1. Way to go, Coop. All right, looks like they're going to back Clint Garrison off the line so he can get some wrist restraints. We have many safety requirements in this series. As you can imagine, this sport gets pretty extreme sometimes. We want to make sure our drivers are all as safe as possible. So we do a safety check on the starting line, and we will not send them if they don't have everything that is required. Safety always first out here. We want everybody to have fun and, go home smiling at the end of the day. So we've got Ben Driscoll in that race line starting gate now.
Coming out of Central Indiana. I have a buddy who lives in Fishers, Indiana. Me and Ben are talking about. He's like, I live in Fishers, Indiana. I'm like, that's crazy. For some reason, I guess I started hanging out with him and Justin Wills and a handful of other guys at a bonfire one night. So I assumed he lived with all those guys. He does not. Lives Central Indiana. I said, well, next time I'm over there, I'll have to hook you up, do some lunch or something. He was also down here pre-run a little bit last night, chatting about how to get around the corner. He's got some new new upgrades coming in the offseason as well.
Nice.
Woo, buddy.
Ben Driscoll is coming in hot.
He was flying around that corner.
Ben had a great run on course 1 at Rush last weekend.
You had the second fastest time.
Oh, easy there.
Again, seeing a couple guys bicycling.
It's definitely drying up out here, and that's they're not slinging the corners like they were yesterday with the rain and the mud. Uh-oh.
He missed his turn. No, he got it. He got it.
There it is. Let's check that time.
That's a 54.550 for Ben Driscoll.
You guys can follow Ben Driscoll on Facebook at Jackhammer Racing to see more of what he does with his race program.
You can see some UTVs back behind him. Looks like we got some fans pulling it, or some racers who may have to go get parts or equipment to get their buggy back together.
I see Daniel Heckley on the line in Hellbent.
He is ready to go. And this thing is a monster rock bouncer. And Daniel is definitely starting to run it on the ragged edge, I think.
Well, he's 5th in points coming into the season. You know he's looking to move up. With a second place win at Rush last weekend, he's definitely on the right track.
He is just getting it right now. Again, you can see him using that rear steer even before he got to that tree. He's using that rear to whip around.
Yeah, you got to be planning ahead on these tight turns. .620. It looks like that is a 3rd place time right now. Very solid run from Daniel Heckley. Cooper Bentley still in the lead with a 43, followed by Wade Good with a 44. Daniel Heckley with a 46.6. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I missed one. Ethan Hunt with a 46.3, and then Daniel with that 46.6. 46.3 and 46.6, Matt.
Definitely some wicked close times right there.
Crazy stuff.
Again, you can see some of those guys we talked about this morning that, had issues where how close are they going to be if they have to back up, if they can hug a corner a little tighter. Again, kind of bicycling there, cost a few seconds here and there. Again, very tight racing. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going fast all the time because you have to make those corners super sharp. It'll be interesting to see how Course 2 plays out. Guys making adjustments. Course 2, I think we're going to see slightly faster times because it's a little bit closer to that first hill. All right, we got Clint Garrison in the ace line starting gate. Clock is hot.
All right, Clint's hanging on to that 4th place spot, coming into the weekend with 318 points.
Nice smooth run. Again, checking up a little bit for that jump. You can see the guys with the rear steer definitely utilizing it here.
I think out of all the parts that we've raced at so far this season, this one is probably the tightest course as far as utilizing that rear steer.
Yeah, that top corner, again, it isn't necessarily a 180-degree turn, but the problem is there's trees right on the edge of it. That's a 47.044 for Clint Garrison. All right, we got little Tim Bacon sitting in that race line starting gate. And this 2 Rowdy. This is a new chassis that got finished right around the end of last season.
And he definitely did get rowdy last weekend at Rush. He's in that 6th place spot in points.
Making sure we got a course clear out here.
Tim Bacon comes out of Charleston, Tennessee to race with us.
Wow, you can hear him almost preloading that as he launches out that race line starting gate. That is a monster machine.
He built this buggy new for this 2025 season. It's a 40-spline built rig.
Nice smooth landing there. Again, you can see him using that rear steer. That is such a tight corner. The trees on the opposite side really limit the range.
This is going to be a pretty fast time from Tim. Let's check it.
Wow.
48.635. Not bad, not bad.
Good, letting that big block roar. Again, appreciate Dearborn Drone Co. down here doing all that awesome drone work. Josh Howell is the pilot this weekend for us. Josh is no stranger to our series, done quite a bit of work for us. Does a great job. Got Brandon Davis pulling into that race line starting gate with Menace. That's a TC build. It's independent front suspension. So I think he's definitely going to soak up a lot of the edges. It does have a little bit lower belly than some of the other bouncers, so a lot of the ledges he'll have to kind of keep a little more momentum going over. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays that, but it's definitely going to be a quick time.
Luckily out here, everything is dirt. We don't have rock ledges built in this weekend like we often do, so probably won't hurt him too bad to do some scraping.
Yeah.
That's what skid plates are for, right?
Yeah.
And Brandon did have quite a bit of breakage with Menace after the race at Rush last weekend, so he was ordering parts on his way home from Rush and been working hard up until yesterday to get this thing race ready again. Let's see if Brandon Davis can beat that fastest time of 43 right now.
He kind of spun around and squared up. A lot of drivers have kind of come in hot and steamy, kind of curving that corner. Brandon kind of squared up, hit it right on. Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Had to back up there a little bit. Again, it's crazy how close this thing just hugs the ground.
Those Mickey Thompsons and Raceline wheels definitely doing some good work for Brandon this season.
And it's all downhill from here, as Bree would say.
That's right.
That's a 53.518 for Mr. Brandon Davis.
All right, look who we've got on the line, Matt.
Yeah,
to wrap
boy.
up course 1 of the RCV Axle Bouncer class. Matt, who we going to watch here?
So Kenneth Coine had this buggy ready to go for opening day, could not wait to bring it out. They started doing some tuning on shocks and had a motor issue. So he's spent the last couple months getting everything set in, and he was down pre-running last night. The buggy feels good. I think he's going to be fast. He was literally, during our UTV Bounty course this morning, he was studying so close on this course. I think Kenneth's going to come out and just absolutely set a fast time on this. This is a Sunfire off-road build. He was very excited about it. He's been out of the while it was getting built. He took a little time off, but still come to races, hang out.
And not just hang out, but also throw on that recovery vest
yeah.
and jump in and help. So we definitely appreciate that.
Him and Cody Kasem were usually like the first guys there. Like,
yeah.
I made the joke earlier. I said, we're like not even rolling yet. And they're like at the window, like, hey, you good? You good? Thumbs up, little buddy? Like,
yeah, if you see their faces after your run, something probably went wrong.
It did not go well. Things did not go well.
So Kenneth has been racing a bouncer since 2013. In 2018, we saw him in Bad Donkey.
Yeah.
And he started chasing points with the series. He raced that one for 5 years. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, it was quite a while.
In Bad Donkey. And then he started building this Sunfire off-road rig. He calls it Double Down during the 2023 season.
All right, and here we go. Again, this is Kenneth Coine's first run of this new chassis. Definitely got a little bit of seat time last night down here playing.
Oh, one of those trees snagged him.
I think
I knew it was going to happen eventually, Matt.
I think he went a little too far and got caught on one of the trees.
That's all right. He's still moving.
Luckily.
Those leading and trailing arms definitely keeping things nice and smooth for him out there. Kenneth would like to give a thank you and shout out to Sunfire Off-Road, Ignite Racing Fuel, Fritz Performance Transmissions, Schofield Performance, Amsoil, Go Forth Tire, Holly EFI, Razor Sharp Customs and Powder Coating, and Tri-County Overhead Door for supporting his race program.
And just sending it out to the finish line. And that's a 65.564 from Mr. Kenneth Coine.
All right, that does conclude Course 1 for the Unlimited Bouncer class, but we've got Colton Holback on the line now. He is going to be our limited bouncer driver today. He's running for brother Justin Holback's points.
Got to do an interview with him. So we got both of the Holback racers here.
This is the first day we've ever seen both Justin and Colton race a bouncer.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
We've seen them racing UTVs together.
Yeah.
But I believe this is the first time we've ever seen them both and in the same bouncer as well.
Well, I know that Colton was saying this is the first time he's ever raced a bouncer. So
well,
he's
there
very
you go.
excited. And first time ever driven this bouncer. So he's very, very excited.
Luckily, Colton is not a stranger to racing, and he's, like I said, he's done lots of UTV racing before, so we'll see how that translates over to the bouncer for him, but I don't think he's going to have any trouble with this course.
Again, checking up on those trees there. Again, that is a super tight turn for without guys in the rear steer.
Nice.
There we go. Yeah, that is a super. The trees butt right up to that turn. And unfortunately, unless you have rear steer, you got to really almost kind of use a tree kicker to bang around that tree. Nice smooth run all the way to the finish line there.
There it is. 77.053 for Colton Hoback.
Again, that was wrapping up our limited class bouncer after we got done with our unlimited class.
And I've got our rundown. I'm going to go out to top 6 for course 1. Cooper Bentley had the fastest time with a 43, followed by Wade Good with a 44, Ethan Hunt with a 46.3,
wow.
Daniel Heckley with a 46.6, and Clint Garrison with a 47.0, and then 6th place, Nick Reich with a 47.2.
That is some tight racing.
Very tight and super fun to watch. That does complete course 1 for our RCV Axle bouncer class and our limited class. So we are going to take our break. And we will be back, Taylor, at what time? All right. At noon, we will kick off with our UTV youth class and let them run both of their courses as usual. And then we'll be back with everybody else. So,
you do now. But
hang on, guy. We're listening to some radio chatter.
There's more. We have some amateur youth coming up right after this. Yeah. So we're going to not quite sign up just yet. Yes.
So when I'm talking and doing the rundown, I can't tell what y'all are saying on the radio. Yeah. Sorry, I think since we didn't do a commercial before. Mobby. Hey, why did it kick us off YouTube?
If AMSOIL products are engineered for this kind of punishment, you can trust them in your garage. Shop by vehicle to find everything you need for your ride. Get the protection you demand and performance you deserve with fast, free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
Welcome back after that quick commercial break. We are going to kick it off with our amateur/teen class before we take our quick little intermission for lunch.
I know you've been scoping out the food options already.
You know, snacky snacks are priority, okay? I mean, everybody's got to eat, right?
And Taylor wanted to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek at what your backstage subscription would allow, and he decided to leave our mics hot.
Yes.
And we just want to give you guys a little taste of what the behind-the-scenes subscription would entail. All right, I believe we've got Josie Northington out on the course. Taylor, could we get a confirmation on that? Okay, yes, this is Josie Northington, her first time racing with us. Brother Jace Northington has been racing with us all season and doing an awesome job.
Again, if this course looks familiar, the bouncers just went up that hill. The teen class going down. And again, these are some great hills out here carved through this Mickey Thompson Mountain.
Get it, Josie.
They did do a little quick tape work there. Get their course lined out for them.
And she is flying through the course. I think Jace might have a little sibling rivalry, a little competition on his hands.
That's a 62.906 for Josie Northington. Looks like we got Mr. Cowboy Hat himself, Brentley Havens, sitting in that race lawn starting gate.
Brentley Havens, our current points leader, with a very solid 38-point lead at 412 points coming into the weekend. Also coming off a win at Rush last weekend.
Also raced for Dan Carter yesterday.
That's right. He jumped in the stock class.
Got a little seat time. His dad said he was definitely enjoying it. He loves that stock class. Again, Brentley definitely wanting to get out and set a quick time here. This course is similar to the UTV stock class yesterday. Riding around that corner.
Brentley comes out of Moorhead, Kentucky to race with us. His second year racing in this full body. He says that ever since he can walk, he's been involved with something with wheels, and he's been racing with us here in the NRRA for 3 years now. .170.
Wow. Yeah, I think the Northington family's definitely going to have some rivalry today.
This is Jace Northington on the line now. All that his sister Josie cared about was beating him today. Josie put down a 62. Let's see what Jace can do. Jace coming into the weekend second in points with 374, and he had a third-place finish at Rush last weekend.
I said Josie was sending it pretty hard on those downhill sections.
She did an awesome job.
She did.
Whoa! Oh, Jace having to really push it now.
Yeah.
They are from Benton, Kentucky, another one of our Kentucky families. And this is Jace's very first year racing. He says he got into it because they were watching some of their friends race and loved it, wanted to give it a try himself.
Definitely making quick time of this course. Again, nice smooth transitions. Woo! Look at that.
Jace wants to give a big shout out to Off-Road Performance for hooking him up with this buggy and making it raceable.
That's a 57.087. 56.087 for Jace Northington.
And that is our fastest time right now on course 1.
But all he cares about is that he beat his sister.
That's right.
Yeah, I have a brother. We've raced a few times in the National Rock Racing Association.
I may or may not have tried to outrace my brother before.
I have no doubt.
Speaking of racing with brothers, Sadie Ellison is on the line now. Her two brothers also racing in different classes, though.
Yeah. The Ellison family was our featured driver Friday, not too long ago. Again, they have a whole family that races, so family that races together stays together.
Absolutely.
Bree can attest to that.
Hey, Jay, how you like the steering? Is that steering messing with you? I was driving last night, though.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Woo, Sadie got just a little bit out of course there.
Coming in hot.
Remember when we were talking about how there's not a whole lot of room at the top or bottom of the hill? You got to plan ahead for these turns. Sadie got just a little carried away on that one, but she's back on track now.
And again, pushing through these downhill sections, there isn't a lot of shutdown time if you do miss a mark. So luckily, she was able to get a little creative, whipped around a tree, and
got back on track here.
Yeah.
Way to stay with it, Sadie.
That iconic red buggy out there.
$75.400 for Sadie Ellison.
And that will wrap up our UTV teen class.
That's right. Let me go ahead and give you guys that rundown. Jace had the fastest time with a 56, followed by Brantley with a 58, Josie with a 62, and then Sadie with a 75. Excellent job racing to all of our teen drivers for course 1.
Those are pretty quick times out of our teens, too.
It sure was. They did an awesome job with that course. All right, guys, we're going to try this again and let you know that we are going to be kicking off the youth class at 12 o'clock. I have no idea what time it is right now, so I'm going to let you guys
11:21.
keep track of that. And we'll be back with the youth class running both of those courses before we continue with round 2 for everybody. So we'll see y'all then.
We'll see you guys.